Hello everyone, I'm trying to get 2 videos out today. Gotta get on that grind, but in this video I'm gonna talk about how similar people are truly in practice. Now, I think this is an important topic because people really like to divide over a lot of the views on things, but in the end, I think majority of people want the same thing. That's on a mass scale. Now, I think majority of people want security, love, respect, and community, or for their family to be have these things as well. Now, I think if you look on a large scale, no matter what type of ideology or belief you have, in the end, most people just want these things. They don't want anything else, or they want some other things, but in the end, that's what they want, right? For their loved ones to be taken care of, for them to be secure, not have to worry about food or safety, have some place to sleep, have respect among their peers and their family, and a community which you can grow in, as humans are communal creatures. Now, there are many different ways people think of achieving these things, but people get too caught up in the means than the ends, which are almost universally the same. Now, what I mean, you have a bunch of different ideologies, whether it be economically or socially. You could be religious, you could be atheist, you could be a capitalist, a communist, but in the end, majority of people, they just want the main 4 things, like security, love, respect, and community. And whether or not they have disagree on how best to achieve these things for themselves and their people, their loved ones around them, in the end, their idea and values and goals are virtually the same. Now, I think this is important because if you look, let's say you have a task and a bunch of people want to do different means to get this, let's say, to get this project done, but in the end the project is the same, right? Let's say you're trying to build a building. Some people think, oh, you should build it in a crane. Some people you should build it by hand. Some people think, oh, we should get robots to do it, whatever. But in the end, they all want the same thing, which is the building to be built. And I think that's how I view ideologies, in the sense that majority of people want the same things. They just want to go about different ways to achieve it, right? Under capitalism, people think, oh yeah, if everyone works, then society will go well, and people will have stability, and economically will grow, and all that. And in communism, they want the same thing, right? They want everyone to be treated fairly, everyone have, ideally, everyone to have enough to survive, the security, love, respect, community, all that, right? When you look at each ideology, you may see many different people, but looking at the goals in the end, most people want the same things for the people they care about and themselves. So you don't need this argument. I think it's better to assess what we have in common first and what is the best means in order to achieve that. Now, I think the most damaging ideologies are the ones that are in and out groups, where you're excluding people out of the conversation. We need to include everyone in the conversation of who people we care about, and focus on the similarities we all collectively want, and what are the best ways to achieve that for the many, instead of hyperfixating on one group and leaving everyone else out. If you were to just grow your bubble, or even just think of a person you met, and let's say they're very different from you, but you still want the best for them. Just extend that to everybody in the world, because they're not different. They're not much different from the people that you met, right? They all want the same things, virtually. And why do we try to separate so much? In the end, we want the same thing. So I think the conversation should be shifted. Instead of fighting for what we believe is right and how to do things, we need to first assess what we want collectively. Because if we were to do that, we would agree. We would agree on many things, and then we would just go with what is the best plan for it instead. You don't need to do this in and out group, this them versus us. Well, in the end, we're all living together in community, whether that be your city, your family, your country, or just the world as a whole. We are all to collectively share a ground in earth and a common ground in human nature. And I think our human nature predisposes us to want these things of love, security, respect, and community. So I want y'all to rearrange the way you think. And first thing you should do in a conversation, whether what that may be, a debate, whatever, instead of arguing on the people's ideology and how to get there and how to get what they want, look at what truly the main values of what they want, and then assess from there what is the best way to get that. Now, I would say, a more socialist, a more collectivist sense is the best way to get there if you just look at the facts. But people don't want to look at the facts. They think one way, and then they get too caught up in the way in which to achieve it, instead of looking empirically, looking at what is the best way to share our resources, to live sustainably, to meet all these goals in the least amount of damaging ways. And I think once you do that, I feel like that is what made me like more radical in my beliefs, or just more structured in my beliefs, is because I've looked at all the other ones and I saw, oh yeah, we all kind of want the same thing, right? It's just what is the best way to achieve it. And I think it's socialism, or it's some type of collective mixed market, something like that, where people have the individual freedoms to act as they want socially, but as an economy, you focus on achieving these things of, security and respect and community and love for their neighbor. I think people always get caught up in taking away what they have or damaging their beliefs and their ego, instead of directly assessing the goal and what is the best way to achieve it. Now, that's what I mean. In practice, majority of people are the same. Majority of people want the same things. Majority of people just want a place to stay, some food, clean water, people around them that they care about and love and respect, and they love them, right? A community. And I think when you view it even there, I think you can go further than that. When you're thinking about these in and out groups, look of how humans are just very similar. We all want these things pretty much. If you really look at a human, maybe you divide it over language or cultural barriers, but in the end, you still want the same things, right? You still want to be cared about. You still want to be loved. You want to be cherished. You want to be secure in your life. And you want to be able to have, joy in your life, all that. Just what is the best way to achieve that? What is the best way to do what you love, to experience love, to give out love, and to be secure? Assess that instead of the ideology behind it and caught up in the propaganda and the ways that you should think or told to think about people because of what they believe or where they come from. Instead, assess what they want in the end, their goal. If my goal and your goal is the same, we should just find the best way to get there. If I'm trying to get to, let's say, Antarctica, and another person trying to get to Antarctica, but we have two different ways. Like, one, I want to fly there. The other guy, he wants a boat there. We just got to assess, like, what is the best way to get to Antarctica? What is the best way to get there? Instead of getting caught up in, oh, you're stupid because you like boats. Oh, no, you're stupid because you believe in air travel. Yeah, no, you're an air traveler, bro. I don't want to do air travel. I hate you because you like air travel. But in the end, we both want to get to Antarctica, bro. Right? That's like, oh, you're a communist. I hate you, you communist. Oh, no, you're a capitalist. You're a dirty capitalist landlord, whatever. But in the end, we still just want food on the table, right? We just want to have stability in our lives. We want a community to do what we love, to advance society in a positive way and build more community, right? I'm sure you've been in places where you've had more community, in neighborhoods or society or places that you just feel more welcomed. And in that, where there's more people talking, just the vibe entirely, it's just more collective. It's focused on the group, not just you two, like people getting caught up in their egos. It's a much better place to be. And I think everyone, if they really think about it, they can see that. But they get too caught up. They get way too caught up in all the means to get there instead of focusing on the ends. So yeah, that's my closing statement. I just want people, it's truly the same practice. They want the same things. They want that love, security, respect, and community. There's many different ways to achieve this, but they get too caught up in it. Right? You look at ideologies, you look at many different people, and you view them as similar to you or not, and you basically just off what they believe. But in the end, their goal is the same. And we need to include everyone in this conversation, because as humans, this is a shared feature. We are not different than any other human, right? We are all part of the same species. Nothing makes us intrinsically different from another, and I think our values would align in the same way if we were just to focus on our goals. And instead of thinking of ideologies in this kind of clan type tribalistic way, think of it in a way of solving a problem. What is the best way to solve a problem? What's the best way to get this building built in the most, timely fashion, most sustainably, without the least amount of waste? And assess ideologies or plans based on that. Focus on the goals. Right? But yeah, that's why I think the most damaging ideologies are the ones that exclude people. So become more collective. Think about how humans are virtually the same in what they want. And from there, build together with others in order to achieve the goal that you share and they share, because it's almost always the same. So that's my second video for today. I'll try to upload both. And yeah, hope you have a good rest of your day, night. Leave a comment. Tell me your opinions on this. I'd like to interact with my community if I could.